Hi everyone, my name is Chantel and welcome to my channel and another video. Today I have another thrift store makeover for you all. You all voted for the girl with the umbrella, so that is what I'm doing today. First we're gonna give it a good clean because who knows how long this thing has been sitting at the thrift store and where she has been. I am pretty sure there were two birds at some point on the pavement, so I tried to break off the other one that is still there and it happens to come off. And then onto the sculpture. I decided to go with a glittery teal clay. I start by creating her top. I keep it simple at this point because I will be adding details later. Ever since starting this sculpture, I've been looking forward to the very last bit that I'm going to do on this sculpture, and that is adding some very fine details. And I absolutely love adding moss and all that kind of stuff to projects, which I'm not going to do for this one. Trust me, I will not. But I will be adding very fine details and I still enjoy doing that. Then I cover up her legs with some clay, but save the tail for later. So by now you all know what I'm going to make. It's going to be a mermaid. I saw a few comments suggesting that she would be a perfect mermaid, and that's what I went with. Yes, I do listen to you guys, and yes, I do read all your comments. So if you ever have a suggestion for a future video or a sculpture that you want me to do, please let me know. Also, you can submit your sculpture drawings or your room ideas to create this DRD on Instagram, and I will make it a series once I have enough entries. Once I covered the whole legs, I added a little ruffle to the top of her tail and a little pouch on the side because her previous belt was sticking out and I thought a little bag would look nice as an accessory. With the side of one of my tools, I added fish scales texture to her tail. Then for the remaining part of her skirt, I'm adding a grey clay to make it look like it's made out of rock and like she is sitting on a rock. I also covered the floor tiles with rock, so it kind of looks like the balustrade is embedded in the rock, like it's been sitting on the sea floor for a very long time. Before I add anything to the sculpture, I brush on some bacon bond to make the clay stick to the sculpture. After I've added all the grey clay, I'm going over the clay with a ball of tin foil to give it some rock texture. And at the end, I add some real white pebbles to add to the sculpture, and I'm going to decorate this later on and you will see how it will all come together. Then onto the fins. Man, this was difficult. Off camera I sculpted these because I attempted this 3 times in 3 different ways and they all didn't work out, and I will spare you the details, but here they are, and here I am assembling them onto the end of the fishtail. And in the top one there is a piece of wire which is attached to her leg, so I can stick it into her leg so it will stay in place. And this is what we have so far after the first bake. Here I'm adding some details in purple to the tail. I will go over this part with paint at the very end, and it kind of all blends together, but you can still see the dark coming through of the purple. There are so many ways to do a mermaid tail. It's ridiculous. There are so many examples that you can find on Pinterest or just going to Google and finding mermaid tail. It is insane. So I just kept it simple for this one. Then I'm moving on to transforming this umbrella into something else, because a mermaid underwater with an umbrella just seems a bit weird. Unless she obviously found the thing underwater and used it as a fashion statement, which is plausible, but not in this case. So I decided to create an octopus, which is basically the shape of an umbrella. I think my execution in this part of the sculpture could have been better, but it is what it is, and there you go. And this is what the octopus looks like. So the umbrella just kind of disappeared because she's now holding one of its tentacles, and the umbrella is basically the shape of its body, which I guess could have been better, but yeah. So I just added some side fins to her fishtail, and I decided to go with simple ruffles because it's the easiest thing to do, and it kind of joins in with the ruffles at the top. And now onto the part I've really been looking forward to. This is where I wanted to start, but it is where I had to finish. So I had to do everything before I started this part, and that is adding the coral pieces in all the brilliant colors that I've used. It is very not me, but I do like adding details and of course moss. So I did like doing and creating this piece and creating the rainbow effect of the coral. I mixed a whole bunch of colors for this part of the sculpture. I think I baked this sculpture about 15 times in total, just to save my progress in between. Because of that, I had to brush on Bake and Bond for the coral to stick to the surface, so that's what I'm doing first, and then I just go wild with the detailing on the coral. I am so happy with how this is turning out. So now I've done all the baking and the coral and everything that I had to do in clay, and I'm gonna move on to the painting, which I'm just using simple acrylics for. And I also have an acrylic glittery paint, which I will be using for her tail. I've decided to make her hair purple with a few pink highlights, mainly because it contrasts nicely with the green that I'm gonna add at the end to her top and tail. The octopus is going to be orange. I'm doing a lot of painting with a sponge because it just works very easily and you cover a big surface at one time, and it also doesn't leave paintbrush strokes behind. But I'm not gonna bore you all with the paint job. Here is the final result. I said it before in this video, but I will say it again. You can submit your drawings and ideas to my Instagram with hashtag #CreateThisDRD. This can be your OC, a drawing of a room, or even idea, or even a scene from a movie you would like to see me create. Once I have enough entries, I will make this into a series on my channel. And keep an eye out on my community tab on my channel. I post regular updates and polls so you can vote on things I do and create on my channel. So that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you're new here, don't forget you can click the subscribe button to not miss out on any future videos. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye!